Welcome back to Fox and Friends. The CDC is issuing new guidance on the COVID-19 vaccine for people with underlying health conditions, saying they can receive it, provided they haven't had any severe allergic reactions to its key ingredients. Fox News medical contributor Dr. Nicole Saphier is the author of Make America Healthy Again, and she joins us now to react. Welcome, Nicole. Tell us about these new guidelines.
Well, that's right, Rachel. Good morning. The CDC came out because people have a lot of questions about these new vaccines, specifically if you can take a vaccine when you have chronic illness. Well, we know with COVID-19, the elderly and those with pre-existing medical conditions are at a higher risk for severe illness. So it's a really good question whether or not those with existing medical conditions can take the vaccine. And when you look at the safety data from Pfizer and Moderna and some of the other vaccines that are going to be coming to market, they do include people with chronic medical conditions, which is a good thing because about 40% of Americans have some form of chronic illness, but they're usually including the more common ones: high blood pressure, cholesterol, some form of lung disease. And they show that it's completely safe, and those people absolutely should be getting the vaccine. What was not included in the clinical trials were those with autoimmune disease and some form of immunosuppression, and rightfully so. You usually don't include them in the first stages of a clinical trial. However, what the CDC and a lot of the specialty expert groups are coming out saying is that the benefit far outweighs the risks in these groups. Yes, it hasn't been tested in these groups, but it doesn't mean that the vaccine isn't going to be safe. The biggest concern is, will the vaccine actually work in these patients? Will it provide them the immunity that they're going to need? Rachel, and as you know, I myself have an autoimmune disease, and this was a big question that I had. So I've called my colleagues at the FDA, the CDC, as well as my own rheumatologist and asked, can I get the vaccine? Will it put me into a big autoimmune flare? Because of the medication I'm on, will I even mount an immune response to the vaccine? And the answer is, we don't really know. But what we do know is this vaccine is incredibly safe unless you have a known severe allergic reaction history. So everyone probably should be getting this vaccine under the guidance of their doctor. And we have clinical trials now undergoing to make sure that these people are also getting that immunity that they need. We don't know if it's going to be that same 95% efficacy, but any sort of immunity is going to help and really help us move that needle with COVID-19.
So you're going to take the vaccine, Nicole?
So, Rachel, when it is offered to me, yes, based on my doctor's advice, it seems that I should be taking it because it'll not only help me, but potentially help those around me. And so when it is my turn, I absolutely will be taking it.
All right. So meanwhile, fears are growing that there's this new strain of COVID, just as they're starting to get a handle on COVID-19. Talk to me a little bit about this new strain, what we should be thinking about. Will the vaccine that's out right now, first of all, would that help someone if they were to catch this new strain?
This is a great question, Rachel, and a lot of people are concerned about this. But we do have to remember that there have been over 100 different strains of SARS-CoV-2 circulating since the beginning of this pandemic. It is completely normal and expected to see various strains emerge from when you're in the middle of a pandemic. This specific strain coming out of the UK, which is now not just in the UK, it's all across the globe, seeing it in Canada as well, as close to home for us. It does seem to be more transmissible, more contagious. There has not been data showing that it is any more deadly or has any more severe effects. The big questions are, will our vaccines work for it? And Moderna came out a couple days ago saying that they believe, they have looked at this new strain, they have looked at their data, that they believe that the broad immune response from their vaccine will cover this strain. They're going to be working, as well as Pfizer, to start a trial right now to make sure that it is the same. It's possible it's not going to reach that same 95% efficacy, but maybe it'll still provide 80%, which, by the way, you have to remember, Rachel, we were just looking for anything over 50% with these vaccines. So the fact that we got a 95% efficacy, that's incredible.